Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, the 8th day of November. Here we go. Now that the time has switched in a lot of places, and we are on standard time, what happened, of course, I hope you all know that the clocks have changed since Saturday night in a lot of places in the U.S. Once that happens, a lot of halachic ramifications happen to our davening times. Like, for example, you are not supposed to say any of the morning davening until after the crack of dawn. The crack of dawn used to be, until we switched the time, it was at about 6:20 in the morning, and if anyone wanted to daven really early because they were leaving to school or something, they weren't allowed to do any of the davenings till around 6:20 in the morning, which didn't fit with everybody's schedule. Now that we've switched the clock, so the crack of dawn has jumped back to an hour earlier, and that happens now, at least in the Baltimore area, somewhere around 5:30 in the morning. So that means you can do a lot of your davenings early in the morning. That's one switch. Another switch is that for those of you guys who sleep in late, you're supposed to say Shema within the first 3 hours of the morning, and that first 3 hours of the morning just got an hour earlier now that we've moved the clocks backward. So you have to watch for that too and get Shema in by checking your town when 3 hours after the morning is. Could be around 9 or 9:30, and that means you have to finish Shema by that time in your city. The earliest time to say mincha has now jumped earlier. It used to be in the Baltimore area around 1:30 or a quarter to 2. Now it's about 12:30 or a quarter to 1. So that means you now have the availability of saying mincha much earlier. Of course, one of the obvious ones is that you used to be able to say mincha until sundown, and sundown used to be at like 6 o'clock in the evening. Now sundown has moved to around 5 o'clock in the evening, and you got to watch out for that because mincha should be said before the sun goes down. For those of you who say Marav, the evening service, well, that got a lot easier now because now you have the availability of saying Marav as soon as the sun goes down all the way until the middle of the night. So you now have a wide window of when you have the availability of saying Marav. That's from around 5 o'clock in the evening till when you go to sleep. So please note that because once these times changes, basically the bottom line is that all of your times for davening have moved back by 1 hour also. And sometimes, like at sundown, you have to get mincha done before sundown. That has jumped an hour earlier. So please watch for that and don't be davening the wrong tefillah at the wrong times of the day. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye bye.